this has probably been one of the biggest Mandela effects that has ever happened to me. And the first one I want to get into is, do you remember the popular movie, Disney movie, The Sword and the Stone?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. So the Mandela effect question is, and this goes to the viewers too, what do you guys remember the sword being pulled out of? And now if you could, before you look it up in the comments section, type in what you thought the sword was being pulled out of before you look it up. All right. All right. So now,
wait, hold on, really fast. Let me go ahead and get down to the comments section here. Oh wait, and put my 2 cents.
Speaking of which, guys, if you're liking the content, do me a favor and give that like button a roundhouse kick. Throw the subscribe button a 1-2 combo and tag that noti bell so you don't miss a thing.
All right, so what do I think? What do I think he pulled it out of? I mean, considering the movie's called Sword in the Stone, I would assume that he probably pulled out of I would say that he probably pulled it out of a stone, right?
Right. And you know, my memory specifically was a stone, because I'm pretty sure even at Disney World, they have this, it's like an attraction where you it's a sword and a stone. And in my memory, the stone is in the shape of almost like a really obtuse cone shape. And it comes up and the sword is embedded in the top of the stone. That's what my memory is. Okay. But come to find out, all right, that is indeed not what the sword is pulled out of. In fact,
what is this? Yeah.
In fact, the sword is stuck in an anvil. An anvil?
What?
A plain anvil.
What?
Yep. And in fact, when you look up the movie, the picture of the cover of the movies today it literally says the sword and the stone. And then it shows the picture of young Arthur pulling the sword out of an anvil. It doesn't even make sense.
What is there? Wait, hold on. Is there a stone in the movie though?
I don't even know, because I feel like if I were to even have this conversation, I'm just making up lies. I don't even know, because I remember it being in stone.
There would have to be a stone, right? Because otherwise, why would it be called Sword in the Stone? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. All right, so do you remember the movie? Because I don't really remember the movie, so I might be the wrong person to ask. I might be the wrong person to ask about this. But how did the sword get in the anvil? Do you remember?
I'm not gonna lie. It's been such a long time, since I was a kid, that the memory is clear, is foggy for sure. But the only thing I remember, and this is the whole Mandela about it, is the thing that I felt like I remembered absolutely the most was the sword being in stone.
Yeah. See, I think that everybody really remembers the iconic image of a kid, pulling a sword out of a stone, right?
I remember that.
I think that ChatGPT is actually falling victim to this Mandela effect too, because I asked ChatGPT, what's up with this anvil thing? How did the sword get in the anvil? I'm gonna see if I can throw it up on the screen really fast. So according to ChatGPT, in the movie The Sword and the Stone, the question, how did the sword get in the anvil, is tied to the legendary tale King Arthur, which the movie adapts. The sword, known as Excalibur, is placed in the stone, not an anvil. All right, so we go down a little further. So according to ChatGPT, in the Sword in the Stone movie, the young Arthur, referred to as Ward, unknowingly pulls the sword from the stone, proving himself to be the rightful king.
No way.
You hear it here first. Even ChatGPT, right here.
No way. The ChatGPT says it's in a stone?
No idea that it's an anvil. They have no idea. So you heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first.
Boom.
You heard it here first. Even ChatGPT is in the midst of this Mandela effect. Has no idea. Let's try to ask it really fast.
Huge.
Let's try to ask it really fast live. We're gonna ask it really fast live on air. Are you sure it wasn't an anvil? Are you sure it wasn't an anvil he pulled the sword from? Let's see what it says. Yes, I can confirm that in The Sword and the Stone, Arthur pulls the sword from a stone. It even darkened. Arthur pulls the sword from a stone. It even bolded the font, not an anvil, not from an anvil.
Wow.
So to
And if you look
clarify,
up,
and then at the very end it says, so to clarify in bold, it is the stone, not an anvil. From let's look up
and then
let's look up live what the photo of the photo of the, I guess, the cover art. Is that what
Sword
you're
in the
saying?
Stone, yeah, yeah.
Sword in the Stone cover art.
I guess there's different ones because there's a picture of it like on the new Blu-ray. It's from like a downwards perspective.
All right, let's see. Boom! It is an anvil, my boy. It is an anvil. All of these. Even ChatGPT, even ChatGPT is in the midst of this Mandela effect. And this is used, all right, so mind you, I want everybody to know how ChatGPT is trained. It's trained off of data that it scrapes from the internet, from things that it finds on the internet, and then it forms its conclusion. Obviously, there's a black box problem. We don't know exactly how it forms its conclusions, but with that being said, it's forming these conclusions from the ether, from the universe, from the world, from the information that we put into the internet. So this is
that's incredible, man. Ace and OP just broke the Mandela effect code.
we either broke the Mandela effect for this particular Mandela effect, or we broke ChatGPT. One of the two. One of the two. That's insane.
Mm. And just one more of our child Disneyhood movies, Cinderella. All right, you guys ready for this? All right, in the movie Cinderella, what happened that allowed the prince to know that Cinderella was indeed the mysterious woman who fit the slipper? And once again, don't look it up. Use your best memory to type in what you think happened.
All right, so the prince, they went house to house. They went house to house, and they were trying to look at everyone's feet. Like, they were trying to say, "Hey, look, the prince wants to see all the women's feet in the town."
Yes. Okay.
That's how I remember. That's how I remember it.
This isn't where the Mandela effect comes in. So this is where the most common Mandela effect from this comes in. Okay. Most people have this memory right here. They go house to house. They go into her house and they try the slipper on the two sisters' feet and they don't fit. And then he asks the mother if there's anyone else in the house. She says no. On his way out the door, Cinderella, who was just convinced by all of her animal friends, or the mice, I think they're mice friends, the mice convinced her to go down there and try on the slipper. And so she runs down and says, "Wait." And the guy says, "Oh, so there is someone in here." The mother tries to gaslight him and basically say, "Oh, don't worry." I think she says something like, "She is literally just an imaginary girl." And the guy says, "I don't care what she is. The prince told me to check every last woman's feet." So he sits her down. And this is where the Mandela effect comes in. Because I remember, they found the slipper and they went around, tried the slipper on everyone. And then lo and behold, that very slipper was able to fit onto Cinderella's foot. That's what I remember. That her foot was able to fit. And
what happened in real life
is the bishop orders the servant to bring the slipper over. And the guy who is carrying the slipper on a pillow is running over to bring the slipper over. And the evil stepmom trips the guy with her cane, and he drops the slipper and it shatters into a million pieces.
So she never puts she never puts on the slipper?
Well, she does. But this is the Mandela effect right here that most people don't remember the original slipper being broken. Because in my memory, I remember the original slipper, the way they figured out that she was Cinderella was her foot fit the very slipper that they found.
See, I remember it a little differently. I remember the evil stepmother tries tripping the guy, but then I remember the prince just beheading the entire family. And then she has the slipper, and then they run, and then they run off and live happily ever after. That's just how I remember it, though. But I don't know. I mean, so when did she?
The Dark Horse Comics version.
So when did she actually try on the slipper then? Like
So basically, the memory that I have, like I said, is they try on the slipper. He just takes the slipper that was found, and the slipper that was found fit her foot. but the slipper that was found was broken. And instead, the guy's like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do? There's no way to help. There's nothing I can do now." And she's like, "Well, this might help. I have the other one." And she pulls out the other glass slipper from her pocket. And then the bishop says, "Oh wow, let's see if that slipper fits." And miraculously, that one does fit. And then they just assume, well, it has to be the identical matching slipper. And then she gets granted like that.
No way.
So
that's so
yes.
wild. That's so wild.
I was like, when I saw it, the way that the video asked you, it does it just like we did. It's like, how do you remember Cinderella being identified as the mysterious woman? And it's like, I remember the slipper that they found fit her foot. It's like, wrong. That slipper broke. And in fact, they just trusted her because she had an identical matching slipper in her back pocket. I'm like, what? What if she would have forged this slipper? The original one was a size 5. It wouldn't have fit her foot, so she broke it, and she's got her replica size 7 now. So boom, it fits. It must be
hold
mine.
on. Is this a Cinderella conspiracy where Cinderella is actually a glassmith and she can smith these glass slippers and become the princess by forgery?
She's actually the secret wicked witch of glass smithery.
Yeah.